Hey coders, Mr. Wagner here. Let's begin today by doing pong7. Right now I have pong6 open, so I'm going to do a file save as, and we're going to save this as pong7. I don't know what I did there. Pong7. In the future, I am going to not have the file save as bit in the video because it's kind of redundant on all these videos. So I left you last time and we were discussing down here on line 49 and 51, we have ball size divided by 2. And I want you to notice that we've basically done this calculation 1, 2, 3, 4 times within this while loop. Now that's not terribly efficient, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable for that instead. So I'm going to go up here, line, let's go line 17, and we're going to call this ball half, and we're going to say that is equal to ball size divided by 2, okay? So no big surprise there. And then this ball half, we are going to go ahead and put that right in here. To save time, I'm going to just do a copy and paste. It's an important thing to sort of get used to the Command C, Command V, or in a Windows case, Control C, Control V, because as a coder you'll use that quite a bit. Okay, file run the module, and everything's working exactly like it did with pong6. All right, so what we're going to do today for pong7 is we are going to create the right paddle. Okay, now the right paddle is basically a rectangle, and to create a rectangle you need four values. Okay, you need the x and y coordinate of the upper left-hand corner of that rectangle, and then you need the width and the height. Okay, so let's create those variables. I don't know why that just jumped. Okay, so we're going to create those variables. So we're going to start r paddle x, and let's say that's let's say 700. Okay, and then we'll do r paddle y, and we'll call that, so we're going to go 700 over, and then let's go like 100 down, okay? And then our paddle width w equals 20 pixels, and our paddle h equals 80. Obviously you can make this whatever size you want, but this is a good starting place. And then I'm going to create a tuple for the entire XY width height, okay, and I'm going to call that r paddle. And we are going to say equals, and then we're going to say r paddle x, r paddle y, r paddle width h. Okay, so there is our right paddle. Okay, and very simply, let's just go down here and we'll draw that paddle in. Okay, so I'm going to say, well, look at this, line 63, I have pygame.draw.rect, and then looks like I have a nice little 4-thing tuple here. So I am going to copy this line of code, Command C, and I'm going to paste it right here. And if you remember up here, line 25, our paddle tuple is this, so we're just going to put our paddle right here. Okay, so that's where we're going to draw our paddle. Let's do a run. Okay, so we got this lovely, lovely paddle here. Not wild about the color, so let's make it blue. Get used to copy and paste, Command C, Command V, and then I'm just going to change this to blue. And red, green, blue from 0 to 255. So if black was 0, 0, 255, we'll try blue 0, 0, 255. Oops. And we will plug that in here. Let's try a run. Run module. Hey, hey, we got a nice, pretty blue paddle. Okay. So, the next thing that we need to do for this program is we need to be able to catch keyboard events, to be able to see whether you've hit the up key or the down key, something like that, so we can use the up key and the down key to control that right paddle. All right. Now, in order to do that, let's discuss, or let's just take a look at line 48, 49, and 50, okay? So 48 says for event and Pygame event. So that means we're going to get, so Pygame event is basically a queue, meaning it's kind of like a line like at a grocery store or something. So it's going to grab the first event in that queue, and it's going to say, if the event type is quit, then the game is false, okay? But what we are going to need is an event type to catch that keyboard event, okay? So we're going to go to line, say, 51. I'm going to go back one because we want to be at this level of event. And we're going to say, if event.type equals, okay? And we are going to say key down, K-E-Y down. Okay, that is the actual event type for key press being down. Okay, colon, and then we are going to put in here if event.key, okay, so is equal K underscore down, colon, and we're just going to say print, sorry, I believe print is lowercase, print, and then I'm going to say down key. All right. And similarly, we're going to just go ahead and do an up key. So we're going to say if event.key equals K underscore up, colon, print, key, oops. All right. Now, if I were to run this, I'm going to get an error, okay? And I'm not going to show you the error just yet, but because what I want you to realize here is this constant, key down, and K underscore down, and K underscore up, those are actually constants that are stored within Pygame. And if we don't tell Python that those exist, we're going to throw that error. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to go up here and we are going to type in a new command, and this one is from pygame.locals import star. Pygame.locals import star. And that gives us access to all the constants that Pygame uses. Okay, so let's run this. Run module. And right now you're not seeing anything other than bouncing the ball, but I want you to look down below, down here, And you'll see I'm pushing the down key, and now I'm pushing the up key, down key, up key, down key, up key, down key, up key. And you'll see that I'm catching those keyboard events while this is running. Okay? So that's actually really good progress. Now, I want to explain one more thing before we jump to pong8, and that is this. First thing I want you to notice is, like here on line 51 and 53 and 54 and 55, I use this 2 equals sign, okay? Equals equals. That is important. I'm just going to make a little comment here and I'll explain it. The equals equals sign means is equal to. Okay, so I'm saying if a variable equals a number, then that's going to return true or false. So I can say if x equals 10, then that means does x is equal to 10. And that will either return true or false. Return true or false. Okay. Now, the equal sign means assigned to. Okay, so similarly, if I said x equals 10, then that means I am putting 10 in the variable x. Okay, so they're a little bit different. They take a little bit of getting used to, but this is a very common error that you may have in Python. Okay, so I want you to realize that if you use equals equals, it means this number is equal to this, and if I say equals, then that means something is being assigned to that variable. A lot of times I will say x gets 10, okay? And then here I'll say x equals 10, okay? You'll get used to it. Don't worry about it too much. We're gonna call it a day on this one, on pong7, and I'll see you on pong8. Bye.